Hi friends, it's about 12:35 my time. So back home 6:35 in the morning on what day is it? Tuesday. This is the day after Labor Day. So if your kids are going back to school today, happy first day of school to your kids. And for some parents, happy first day of school to you. So I'm sitting here on the side of the road. Kind of a pretty area actually. You'll see some photos later. I have left Alvaiazere and I'm on my way to Ansiao. I got a later start this morning on purpose. I didn't leave my hotel until around 11 a.m. And the reason is because I am only walking somewhere around 8.5 miles today, which coming off of 20 yesterday feels like a major blessing. And I love the brilliance around planning that ahead of time and not really knowing all of the details, but knowing enough to know that that's what I needed to do. And I was under the impression, for whatever reason, that today would be mostly downhill to Ansiao. Ansiao, I don't know how you say that. Ansiao. And I'm almost halfway done. And it has been almost all uphill. And now we're on the downslope. So the rest of the way in, so about the next 5 miles or so is what I have left. About the next 5 miles are all downhill. So about 4.5 miles, whatever, doesn't matter. That's all downhill. So I'm feeling very delighted to have had a later morning and a little bit of a later start, because even with 8.5 miles, if I give myself 3.5 hours, give or take, 4 hours, I'll probably stop, take a couple, short breaks, or maybe I'll grab a quick bite or something. So 4 hours total, and that's taking it very easily. I left at 11, which is perfect because check-in time is at 3. So I am excited to be to my place right away this afternoon and get settled and, rewash clothes. And I wash clothes every single day. So even though you might see me in this shirt day after day after day, it's clean every single time I put it on. So what's interesting is I've had a lot of people ask me about the places that I'm staying and how I'm finding them. I took the guide. So there are a bunch of guides that you can find, and I took a Portuguese Camino guide, and it gives the different routes. So you pick which route you're going to take, and then from there you can see on the map, it doesn't list all of the places available, but it lists a bunch of them. And depending on the city, depending on the village, how long I'm spending there, what my mileage to and from, I took a lot of things into consideration. The place I stayed at last night, and if you saw the photos that I shared last night, I shared a couple photos of the room. I shared the bathroom and then the room and the view, and it's spectacular. It's beautiful. It's newly renovated. It's amazing. And then I had dinner last night at their adjoining restaurant, and I had breakfast this morning, and total, all of it was 54 euros. So the room was 37 euros. And then I had a 6-course meal. I had bread, soup, salad, entree with sides, and dessert. So I guess a 5-course meal. And then they offered you wine or water with it last night, and that was 14 euros. So 37 for the room, 14 euros for dinner last night, and then 3 euros for breakfast this morning, which you can't beat any of that. So 54 euros. And if you're staying at a hostel in Alvaiazere, you're probably spending 15, 20, 25 euros. It depends. They're all a little bit different. So what I did when I was looking it up is I would pick the area, and then I would go to Booking. A lot of them are through booking.com. No, I'm not an affiliate. I don't get anything by saying that. That just happens to be where I went. And I would only look at the ones that did not say shared room, and they did not say shared bathroom, because I know that I wanted a private room and a private bathroom. I'm not interested in sharing at almost 48 years old. God bless you if you want to do that, but I'm not interested in sharing with strangers. And so some of these have accommodations that do offer shared rooms or shared bathrooms, but then you can pick and pay a different price, pay a little bit more. The place I stayed at last night, I'm not sure if they did that or not, but it doesn't matter because I just did the filter on what kind of accommodation I wanted, and you can see the different pricing. So for everyone who's asking, you just go in and you do a little bit of digging. And then what I did is once I narrowed it down, I read the reviews because I wanted to see if they were reviews from pilgrims like myself. I wanted to see kind of what they were saying about it and what they would say about the trail and how easy it was to access, or what did they say about the food? Because some pilgrims are very particular, some aren't. It just depends. And so I looked at all the reviews just to check and make sure. And everything I've picked so far has been really good and wonderful. And there have been a couple that are a little higher price points. When I was in Tomar was a little bit higher price point. That's where I left from yesterday. So that was the boutique hotel. I spent 2 nights there. I did the video of that room. That was a little pricier, but even still, it was 180 euros for 2 nights. So that's not too bad. And it was amazing breakfast included. So there are some great options that you can find, and you can go higher and you can go lower. It really just depends on what you're looking for. So for now, I'm going to jump back on the trail. Let me know if you have any questions, what I can answer for you. Today, when I show you photos later, if you are watching the arrows, this morning so far has been an interesting arrow journey. And I will have you know that I am very safe. I have found the arrows, clearly. I'm here. But it has been interesting. They're coming out of Alvaiazere. The arrows were tricky and a little sneaky to find. So that's why you have a backup, right? I'm not only relying on the arrows. I do have a map that I can access at any time. I've decided, though, that I'm just not going to be a pilgrim who walks with my face down in my phone and follows the map every single time. And I've seen pilgrims that are doing that, right? That your face is down in your phone and you're just following the map rather than looking for the arrows. The arrows are there for the journey, right? And they come in all different shapes and sizes and sorts, as you've seen in the photos. And this morning, they've proven to be a little more elusive, but I found them and I'm on my way. So I'm almost halfway there. So, all right, friends, I hope you have a great day. And if it's, back to school for you or your kids, happy back to school day. It's a beautiful day here and I will look forward to connecting. Take care.